your horror movie podcast.
Justin, I love that fucking mug.
I know. I'm like, oh, what mug am I gonna have to use today? And I'm like, wait a minute.
That mean mug right there.
Treat. Let's
That's
go.
sick. That is sick. I like that. Cheers, fellas. I'll use my fucking generic knockoff styrofoam cup.
You're not drinking the bang right now. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday.
She bangs. She bangs.
There ain't never a time when I'm not banging.
You were seriously drinking 300 You're drinking 300 milligrams of caffeine at 8 p.m. on a random Sunday.
This is my second one, dude.
Yeah, let's do this.
Ready.
Welcome back, Hackstab / It's your boy. I'm Hacky. Some guy up around me somewhere, because I don't know how this shit ever records, is Stabby. And that punk rocker down below us that you see with the sick-ass coffee mug and the spider tattoo on his hand. His name is what?
Just Justin. Coming at you.
Justin.
Just Dizzle.
I'm ready.
Conquering his fears one tattoo at a time, because you know his ass going to forget to wash it off, wake up in the middle of the night, see it, and scream like a bitch.
100%.
All right, so I was at a Halloween party last night. That's why this is so long, because I thought I was going to do something again today. And in the middle of the party, I went to touch my nose with the fake nose ring. And no lie, I saw the spider coming at my face, and I screamed right in front of 4 people. And then, of course, once they get there, it's like, "What are you doing, Justin?" And I'm like,
nothing.
But nothing. Nothing.
All I can picture is you going exactly like this.
That's 100% what happened. And of course, 4.
It was just a sneeze.
I scared them because, of course, I'm just playing with my nose. And I just yelled. But anyway, sorry.
Did you have anyone awkward in the group? Hey, Billy, you probably shouldn't scream. Did you guys hear this guy? Just fucking scream.
Luckily these 3 people. Luckily they knew me, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, that's just Justin."
That's Justin.
All right, fellas, you ready to crack this bottle open and let your body waddle? We're doing Trick or Treat. It's a 2007 fan favorite, and let me tell you, studios fucked up by not releasing this in theaters. Bunch of pansy ass bitches sending it straight to DVD. This cult classic phenomenon is about 5 interwoven stories that occur on the same block on the same night. A couple finds what happens when they blow out a jack-o'-lantern. Right before midnight, a high school principal has a secret life as a serial killer. A college virgin might have met the right guy for her. A group of teens play a nasty prank and they take it too far, and a hermit gets a visit by a special trick-or-treater. I fucking love this movie. I don't know if you can tell. I'm pumped up. Waterboy's pumped up. Justin's trying to pick out the fucking snot rockets before we get going.
I'm pumped up. But it's a big. It's
a little caveman in there.
No, I'm excited. I'm not used to all the facial piercings. It's something I gotta live with until I just take them out in a couple minutes.
I hope you sneeze so much when you start reading.
I hope you keep those in for Tuesday.
What's Oh my gosh, should I come back to work like this? All right, sorry. Anyway,
just show up to work like that, dude. Just don't change. Don't shower, because that's key to the costume.
Yes. Oh
keep
my
the
gosh.
sleeve tattoos. Look at that.
Yep.
Definitely, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you have to.
You just walk in, kick open the double doors, and be like, "No one better fuck with me."
Let's go.
Show me where the packages are at.
Yeah.
Show me where the Spurs at. All right, Waterboy, you want to tell us why you picked this movie?
Yeah, let's go.
So I've seen this movie several times, and like Sean said, it wasn't, it didn't get a theatrical release, but so many people know this movie, and it's amazing. I love anthology series like this, and this movie holds a really good place in my heart for not even being an older movie, but everything about this movie is awesome. Just screams Halloween. I love it.
I don't know about you guys. I found this movie by accident. I didn't even know this movie existed.
Wow.
I found this movie looking for movies to watch around the Halloween season and figured, I've seen everything else that's out here. Let me give this thing a shot. And fuck, dude, I'm glad I did. Justin, how we doing down there? You chewing on that lip ring?
Same exact as you. Years ago, same thing. I was looking up, just saw different movies to watch, and I heard a ton of people talking about this or whatever. I was reading it, kept coming up on a list or whatever. So I was like, oh, whatever. I watched it, and I was just blown away. I liked it even better the second time, the third time. Every single time I watched this, I liked it a little better. So that's the same reason. Found it by accident, and glad I did.
All right, guys, you ready to kick this off? You ready to
Jump
get
into
rock and
this.
rolling?
Let's get into this.
You ready to jump in face first? Knees deep?
Boom. Dive in.
All right. Put y'all spiky hands down and let's fucking get rolling. Gargle that.
Why did I just kick
Woo!
off? What is even? All right, I have such. Let's go.
Did you say dear God or dick God?
Dear
You
God,
can't say that on the podcast. You have to say
no.
duck.
I said dear God.
All right. Well, guys, there are some fucking rules and regulations that we need to lay down first, all right? That trick or treat safety is during the spookiest time of year. There are a few guidelines all ghosts and goblins should follow. Always stay on the sidewalks, never go to a stranger's house, and never go out alone. Guys, that opening little 50s montage, beautiful. Can't even say anything bad about it. We instantly roll into Anna and Henry walking home, and they begin to bicker about cleaning up the decorations on Halloween night or first thing tomorrow morning. I say leave that shit up till Christmas and then slap a Santa suit on it, and you got your Christmas decorations.
Boom.
I mean, Anna clearly doesn't get this, but Henry also tells Anna it's tradition to leave the jack-o'-lantern lit out front all night, but she puts it out anyways. She tells him that, let me take care of this. Why don't you go upstairs, put in your little nature special tape, and I'll be up when I'm done taking down the decorations. But while Anna's doing this, she has an intense stare down with the man in a white mask across the street, only to realize it's just a kid waiting for his ride. Anna gets attacked by something in the sheets as she's dragged back into the yard. Henry wakes up out of nowhere. The nature special's all over. It's on the blank screen. So he decides to go investigate because fucking something's taking Anna way too long. And he sees an orange light turn on. And when he pulls back the sheets, we see a mutilated Anna with a lollipop, just fucking gnarly, dude, just stabbed right in her face. And then we get some fantastic comic book Marvel-esque opening scenes. If you pay close attention to these opening set of credits, it gives you like a brief storyline of everything that's about to take place.
Mm-hmm.
Our next scene, though, is disturbing as fuck. I don't know if you guys can handle this. I almost shut it off during this next set of scenes. It's the opening scene when who in their right mind drags a fucking bag of candy like this? I mean, there's so much crap stuck to the bottom of this pillowcase. It looks like he's dragging just a wet sack of shit. Come on, kid, dude. Pick it up, sling that shit over your back, and let's fucking have a good time.
Be better. Got to be better.
Yeah, gotta be better. Do better, be
It's a
better.
waste. It's a waste of candy, dude.
Yeah, dude, just destroying everything that's in there. And then we transition to a group of ladies. Guys, I'm going to jump all over the place because like I said in the opening, this is 5 stories all intertwined. It's immaculately done, so bear with me. But now we get a group of ladies trying on sexy costumes as they have flirty talks in the changing room. Yeah, in Maria's sale it was a girl. So what? She had a nice ass. It all tastes the same to me anyways. Laurie doesn't want to. Now, Laurie is the young one of this group. She does not want to come out of the change room because her tits are popping out and she looks like she's 5. The girls now make their way out and they hit on a cashier who is stumbling over his words and they invite him to come to a party after work. Charlie, the same kid from the opening scenes, is now seen smashing pumpkins on his walk home, still dragging that same bag of fucking candy from earlier. He goes up to a house to steal the bowl of candy that clearly says, please take one. He's caught red-handed by Steven, who catches him and says, now that can't be good for your diabetes. Who says that to a child? Who?
Diabetes.
Diabetes. That can't be good for your diabetes.
Diabetes.
The girls are out on the town now, and they're looking for dates, as they give Laurie shit for still being a virgin at 22 years old, and she simply says she wants her first time to be special. Maria and Janet chuckle, and then they go find 2 cameramen to pick up, and just to show Laurie how easy it is to pull some tail. Steven is now sitting out front with Charlie as he aggressively and uncomfortably carves a pumpkin and gives him shit for stealing candy and smashing pumpkins. He starts to tell him all about Halloween traditions and how they were meant to protect them and how they should respect the dead. Coffee. Coffee. I need coffee. I love coffee. We all love coffee. We live off coffee. Charlie begins to cough. And this begins an epic, vile scene as Steven tells him there's another tradition. always check your candy. Charlie vomits so much, just fucking
Oh,
everywhere, just
everywhere.
Oh,
everywhere. Gargantuan. I was watching this on a lunch break, and I had to stop.
My
I had
oh,
to
God,
stop. It's just
nasty,
everywhere. This
dude.
guy looks like a soft
horrendous.
serve chocolate machine, just broke, and it wasn't frozen, and there's just liquid everywhere. It's just it's. Hold on, we're about to go for a ride. He passes out in Steven's lap, and just as Steven drags him into the house and shuts the door, kids knock on the door looking for candy. What's up, water boy?
I was
You
gonna
doing?
say this. I haven't looked it up, but is this the same kid that was in Bad Santa?
It is.
All right, because he looked really fucking familiar to me.
It is. I loved him in Bad Santa, and
Yeah.
he developed a small place in my heart. And then I see him in this movie, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Pick
Dude.
up that candy bag.
Right? My God.
All right, but Steven answers the door. These kids scream, and then they ask him for his jack-o'-lantern, and they call him Mr. Wilkins. The kids and Sam take some candy, and they leave. Bro, this dick bag is a fucking principal? Who let him
Right?
near these kids?
Oh my
What-
God.
Terrible.
What do they got
Jeez.
going on in this town?
What is happening?
Dude,
Yeah,
this
like
town's all
Jesus
fucked up.
Christ. And then after he shuts the door, dude, we go back to these girls. They hop in the news van with the boys. They leave for the party, but they leave Laurie behind because she still needs to find a date. Mr. Wilkins is now out back trying to bury Charlie. His son Billy opens the window and screams, "Dad, I'm home from trick-or-treating. I want to carve a jack-o'-lantern. You got to help me with the eyes." Steven tells him
That's good.
to quiet down and go inside and watch Charlie Brown. And his son just so lovingly goes, "Charlie Brown's an asshole," and shuts the
So good.
window. Dude, Mr. Wilkins is having the hardest time of his life trying to bury these bodies in peace. He's got two bodies in there. One's acting up. It's starting to make noises. The next door neighbor's dog won't shut the fuck up. His kid won't stop screaming from the top window. Like I said, the bodies aren't fully dead. And Mr. Krieg comes outside trying to have a conversation with him about how everything out here smells like a dead whore and you just keep the kid out of my yard. Whew, this is getting intense. Mr. Krieg, he thankfully he goes back inside. And now Billy is back giving his dad a hard time because he still wants to carve a jack-o'-lantern and he still needs help with the eyes. This is what drives parents nuts, dude. The repetition and the constant asking drives a man to commit murder.
Mummy.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Finally, though, these bodies, they're all buried. Mr. Wilkins is now mocking his son. "Daddy, I want to carve a pumpkin. Daddy, I want to go to the parade. Daddy, I wish Mommy were still alive." And then he just drops the fucking
Insane.
water thing next to the yard gnome, walks inside, and you can feel the tension and the hate just brewing off of this guy. And even as he's walking inside, he sees Mr. Krieg pounding on the windows, begging for his life. "Help me, help me." And my man's Mr. Wilkins looks him dead in the eye and goes, "Screw you." And just walks right inside. He's looking for Billy now, and Billy pops up and scares the shit out of him and asks again to go carve this pumpkin. His dad says, "Yeah, let's go downstairs." Mr. Wilkins grabs a kitchen knife and holds it directly behind his back, and you can see him just gritting his teeth, wanting to just lose it on this kid. But Billy hops down the stairs. He's all excited, jumping off the stairs. He's slapping the hammer off the table. He's all smiles. Mr. Wilkins puts his hand on Billy's head. He smiles, looks up and says, "Daddy, let's carve a scary face." His dad says, "Yeah, let's carve a scary face." And he raises the knife, and you can see him shaking in just straight anger. And he plunges that knife hard down, just super fast, dude. You can hear it stab into something, and he pulls it up, and it's covered in blood. And then as it trickles down, you see Billy is smiling, and he says, "Don't forget to help me with the eyes." And we see this isn't a jack-o'-lantern or a watermelon or an orange or a lime or even a jackfruit lantern. It's Charlie's fucking head. Justin, did you inspire these two to carve a jack-o'-lantern out of anything else besides a pumpkin? What is going
Dude.
on? You need to get in here and elaborate and tell me what happened.
they saw the content, man. They saw the challenge on TikTok, and what can we
Right
carve
here.
next? And like me and Waterboy, we thought, well, look, no one's gonna go more crazy than a jackfruit. This guy, we spent like $30 on a jackfruit, brought it over. We screwed up my whole entire house carving that thing. This guy saw that, he was like, hold my beer, human head, we're carving it. Let's go.
We're gonna make this a
Horrible.
family tradition and cut it up. What do
Crazy.
you guys think about this set of scenes? Waterboy, tell me what's up.
I love everything about these scenes. So the dad, it
Sorry.
was
Oh,
so.
Wait, is this genuine or are you doing Justin? Because
No,
you just readjusted while you.
So the
I know.
dad. All right. So let me get this. So let me say this. So the dad, when he was putting the knife behind his back, I totally freaking thought that he was gonna freaking kill the kid. When he was like raising it up like that, it was freaking insane. The puke, the everything. I oh my! I just got so many things to say. Honestly,
I don't need to talk
can't wait
anymore.
for my
You
part.
guys are just
Say
you
them
guys-
all. Say them all.
He's just impersonating me. I mean, do I even need to talk anymore? Like you guys can just impersonate me.
Dude, you impersonate me so good. You need to do it more.
What's that Tom Cruise line? You complete me.
Never heard it, but sure.
You're my boy,
No.
Blue.
I don't know. I picture you guys more of like a Notebook scene. Like, what do you want? What do you want?
Don't know what that means either, but
I've never seen that.
I don't.
I've only seen that gif where he's losing his mind and he's like, what do you want? And she goes, I don't know. And he's like, what do you want? And it's
He's
just
trying to
over
find what-
and over and over again.
When you're trying to find what to eat for dinner.
Yeah. Justin, how we feeling? What's up?
Feeling good. Honestly, the movie is just beautiful right off the bat. The first opening scenes, just the old 50s commercial, and then all of a sudden, just the imagery right away when they open in that couple's yard is just insane, and all the decorations and everything. You get a kill right away. I'm
I'm not even mad she got killed because she says one line that should never be said in any form, anywhere, and it's "I hate Halloween."
She had it
hated
coming, dude.
Halloween. She wanted to take the decorations down like right away. It was like they just got home. Like who takes the decorations home right
That's
away?
psychotic.
It's insane. But especially for people who have like crazy ADHD, I love the story that shifts back and forth. I love that. And I also that disgusting scene, man, when that kid was puking, like
Dude.
add a little bit of gore or grossness to this movie too. So this movie's it's got a lot. It's got suspense a couple minutes later when you don't know if the guy's got the knife behind the back. Like you're like, oh my god, like who's he gonna kill? Is he gonna kill a kid? Like I don't even know. And so you got like suspense right there, and then all of a sudden you got the gore before it. This movie's got a lot going on. It's got a lot
So
going
much.
on.
What I loved about that whole knife scene too, like looking back on it as a parent, whenever I've had to use a knife in a kitchen and my kids come in, the first thing I do is tuck it so they can't get hurt by it.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. And then when he's downstairs and it looks like he's ready to like murder his kid and he lets out that like it almost looks like an orgasm face when he plunges the knife into the
I was
head. He's
gonna
just
say
like,
that. It's like,
oh,
Right?
oh. And then he pulls it out and I'm like, did he just murder his fucking son? And then he shows him how to grip the knife and how to carve it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a father-son bonding moment.
Bonding moment right now. Who knows?
honestly,
This movie's got everything.
he's a really good parent. Honestly,
Take notes, boys.
Take notes. And anyway, right away, transition from that. That scene ends. And you got knock, knock, knock. You got three kids trick or treating. They're knocking on the door of Mrs. Henderson, who's dressed as a cat. I imagine she's a teacher or something because also super, super weird. She offers the kids a drink. So, I mean, that's kind of weird right away. And in the background, you can see like different teachers. There's some weird stuff going around because you got three kids. As the kids walk around, they're like, did you see that? Like, what did you see? It's like, I think I saw a coach butt fucking a pig. So it's like,
Coach dressed as a hot dog.
it's a hot dog. So there's a lot going on right there, like already, like right away in the introduction of this next story, and then you see they meet up with another kid who they're collecting jack-o'-lanterns, and they go to Rhonda's house and they meet another kid, and then they're on, and then right away we have a quick transition to like a street block party, and there's a couple just going at it. They are just making out in the back alley. Everything's going good. Guy looks like a vampire. All of a sudden, this girl is just soaked with blood. Like this guy's going to town, and you see fangs. And I don't know if he's a real vampire, apparently. And she is gushing blood. She's running for her life. She runs into, I don't know if that was just a crowd of people or a parade going on or something. Runs into a ton of people, and she actually bumps into the couple from the first scene. So I already love how that's connected. She bumps into them. And then you see her get caught by the guy, and there's so many people around, so many people with blood and different things, so it just looks natural. So he kills her and stages the body just kind of like sitting down against the wall. And then right away, you you got another transition, and this one I love so much because this is atmospherically is just so, I don't know if that's a word atmospherically, but it is today. So beautifully shot. You go back to the kids now, and they're walking through pumpkin patches at night with a shopping cart full of jack-o'-lanterns, and they're all in costumes, and it's they go to a quarry. How do you say?
Rock Quarry.
Rock quarry. Sorry, it's the rock quarry.
It's the lip ring.
And dude, the overhead shot right here of the leaves falling, the fog, the rock quarry, it is incredible. And they say, "Why are we here?" And the lead girl says, "Well, to pay respect to the dead of the Halloween bus massacre." Like, what is a they're like, that's just a creepy town legend. And then all of a sudden she starts telling the story. So now we got some legend in this movie. She says 30 years ago, there was 8 students, different students, troubled students, disabled, disturbed students. And one day, well, the driver, he took a different route, and the parents they had enough, and they paid off the driver. And the imagery here, when you see all these different kids in their Halloween costumes on the bus, and like they are like chained, it's pretty crazy. And you see the bus driver stop, and he's going and he's passing out candy to all these kids in the bag. Well, one of the kids actually breaks free, and he goes and drives the bus, and he by accident drives it right over the quarry. And they said the driver's never to be heard from again, but the kids, they still could be down there. And we have all these 8 kids now, and they all have a jack-o'-lantern for every one of the souls. They're gonna use those as offering. And there's like a lift elevator. What do you want to call that thing? Like a lift?
I just call it a lift. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like this really creepy lift, and they say 3 can go down. So the kids go down. They leave Rhonda and a boy up top, and right away now. So this is so creepy. You see them go down, and then boom, you get another quick transition right here. They're like, yeah, you know what? For you ADD people, let's break up the story a little bit. And we see Little Red Riding Hood, and she's looking for a date. And she gets a call from her sisters, and they're in the woods, and they're partying. There's people everywhere, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got a guy for you. Like hurry up!" And she's like, "Okay, yeah, he's probably, I don't know, I forget what she said. He's
Yeah,
probably like,
she's like,
Is he young?
Is he young? Is he funny? And she was like,
yeah,
yeah. And she goes, oh, great, he's hideous. And it's just this fat guy dressed up as a baby in a diaper
dressed
with a
up.
big ass bottle.
He's literally in a diaper, the most ridiculous thing ever. And she goes, okay. And as she hangs up, you actually see that vampire guy staring at her. And another awesome transition. You hear like howling, and all of a sudden it goes back to the elevator lift is up. And now Rhonda's turn and the boy to go down. And they hear screaming. They get down to the bottom. You have to see the scene to believe it. The fog is just absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love how this is shot. And you see them searching, and Rhonda, she sees the bus like it's real. Like the bus is in there, like crashed, like half up in the water. And she looks and she sees all the mask of like the kids somehow still there. So she grabs the mask, and she is grabbed by like what you think is like a zombie. And she starts to run, and she runs past another one of the kids, and he appears to be gutted, and it appears to be one of the kids zombies, whatever you want to call him, just on top of him, just going to town. Her glasses falls off, she trips, she lands in the mud, and she is surrounded by the zombies. It is over, Rhonda. I hope you've had a good run. And all of a sudden she is screaming, the kids take off the mask. It's the other freaking kids. Like, what assholes. All right, sorry, I digress. But anyway, it was all a dream. Anyway,
Sweet, what?
sorry, it was all a joke. Like, it's not real. This thing was just faked. So, and then so she gets all pissed. She storms off. She runs off, and then all of a sudden, one of the kids is like, "Well, if this is fake, like, how come like the bus is actually there?" And she says, "Well, that part's real." And like, and you see the lead mean girl say, "Wait, what?" And the kid's like, "I didn't say anything." She said, "Well, who said that?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, I'm hearing something." And all of a sudden, you hear something moaning in the background. You hear some screaming, and they show Rhonda and the guy back. The guy says, "Wait, Rhonda, like, wait here. Like, there's someone here." So the guy runs out there, and we actually see the school bus kids. Like, it is real. Like, they're all coming. They actually grab one of the kids with, like, a chain. They throw it and, like, pull her. These things are pissed off. They are not messing around. So they all run back up there now. Rhonda stayed back on the lift. And as they get there, Rhonda has the lift shut. They're like, let us in, let us in. Like, this is real, this is real. And she's in the lift. And she just looks at him and she hits the up button because she's done playing games. Like she's not.
That was cold, man.
So cold. She hits the up button. She goes up and she leaves them all down there. And she gets to the top. And I mean, you hear screaming and everything right now. And you see her slowly walk away. And as she's walking away, you see this little pumpkin head dude. And you see that little pumpkin head guy kind of just like staring at her and just looks at her. And they kind of just walk past. And boom, it is Waterboy's turn. Transition. What do you guys got on that scene? What do you guys got about the school bus massacre? Any thoughts?
Well, fuck, dude. If you want my personal opinion, dude, I think Rhonda's the shit. She makes her own costume. She carves all these pumpkins. She gives us some serious Wilma vibes from Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
The woman running into the parade and bumping into Anna and Henry from the opening scenes shows that it's great timeline work, and everything overlapping is very well cut together. Also, dude, Rhonda's dialogue where she goes overboard with her explanations. You mean Sam Hain? Sam Hain, also known as All Hallows Eve, also known as Halloween, predating Christianity, the Celtic holiday, was celebrated on the night between autumn and winter when the barrier between the living and dead was thinnest and often involved rituals that included human sacrifice.
Oh,
I like your eye patch.
Oh, she's so great.
So
Immediately
awesome.
like pauses and realizes she's freaking out this kid and just goes, I like your eye patch.
Yeah, nice little transition right there. I like your eye patch.
Bro, and then like you said, dude, the flashback scene, so well executed.
Oh.
It was so well done with the transition with the leaves and how it went back into the bus station. Dude, I want a fucking spinoff following each one of these kids every Halloween after they died to see if anything has happened. You know, does the vampire kid go out and terrorize the town? Does this shit happen? I want to know more about these kids on the bus.
Yeah, I find it so weird. It's like being like the first time that the kids come out there and stuff. I mean, it's crazy that they're at the same night that they're faking this, that they actually come up.
Yeah. And then even like we said, the transitions after the school bus fucking, drives by and this guy is fully committed to like killing these kids and bringing them to the rock quarry. We see this guy right here, my man Sam, chilling, playing with a dead fucking crow when the bus drives by. What?
I love how he's just in like the background, just like these random different stories.
It's like the town's got like it's haunting the town almost. It's just the spirit of Halloween.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Love it.
I fucking love everything about it. And the fact that these kids set her up and they play this cruel prank on her and it backfires into their face. She doesn't have her glasses on. So whether she knows this is real and they're being attacked and killed, or if it's fake and they're just pulling another prank on her, when she locks the door and just says fuck it and leaves, bravo, dude. I am 1000% fully on Team
Fuck
Rhonda.
those kids, dude.
Oh yeah,
fuck
after what they did
Fully
to
on
her.
Team Rhonda.
Oh yeah. After what they did to her, hell yeah. Let's go.
All right, Waterboy. Take us home.
All right. So we see Little Red Riding Hood walking through the forest with the vampire from the crowd earlier, having followed her, cornering her while it transitions back and forth between her friends/sisters, wondering where she had been. Screams are heard, and we see a body falling through the trees in what we think is Laurie. Getting a little closer, we see that it's the vampire that had been following her. And surprisingly, it doesn't faze the sisters like this is just some normal Tuesday with a guy being thrown into the trees. Looking closely, we see that it's actually Principal Wilkins, and it seems he has a little more than a kink of pumpkin carving. He likes to bite as well. So good news for him. We get an awesome transformation over Marilyn Manson's Sweet Dreams as a so-called Virgin Laurie. First time is actually her first kill. And with a one-liner saying what big eyes he has, with his final moments, probably wondering how the hell this is happening.
Did you just say howl?
Yeah.
You did, you son of a bitch. You snuck in so many dad jokes in the last episode that I didn't catch on. Yeah.
You're welcome, dude.
Pat's on back. Pat's on back.
Welcome. Thank you.
Well played. Well played.
You son of a bitch.
Switching over to earlier, we see kids walking up to an old decrepit house, and we see what looks like the eyes of an animal chasing the kids away. It's Mr. Krieg's dog Spike. Inside the home, we see him burning old pictures, noticing that this is actually the bus driver from earlier, and pretty sure he can be labeled as the Halloween version of the Scrooge. And we get another perspective of the scene from earlier with Principal Wilkins. Back inside, he hears a knock, and opening the door, he sees that his whole front yard is now full of pumpkins. Spite is heard barking inside, and Krieg hears footsteps upstairs. Putting his NRA license to use, he grabs the shoddy and he heads up. Heading into the bedroom, a pumpkins suddenly lights up with the wording on the walls saying "Trick or Treat" written in blood when Sam runs across and slices his ankle. He reveals a chocolate bar with a razor blade, and Krieg takes a shot, missing and striking the lit pumpkin, and then trying to make a run for it, falls down the stairs with scattered candy and glass. Trying to unlock the door, we see that Sam is now Spider-Man, crawling on the ceiling, and Krieg is now Mary Jane, and a touching moment of Sam jumping onto Krieg, just wanting to give him a hug, and Krieg wanting no part of that, and he throws him off like it's WWF.
Dude, it is just a Royal Rumble in this man's house.
Fighting intensifies, and we get to see Sam's face, which is best described as a shriveled up version of Krieg's ballsack, with a few love bites from Sam. And Krieg double taps Sam right in the head. We then get Thing from the Addams Family stabbing Krieg in the leg, and Sam beginning to piece himself back together. With Sam's iconic lollipop in hand and a bite taken out, he goes in for the kill and plops it into his chest, only to strike a chocolate bar as if it was some sort of offering. Sam takes it and leaves, even having the decency to close the door behind him.
Right, good guy, all around good guy.
Just follow the rules of Halloween, and Sam leaves you alone.
Boom. Yeah. Later, we get a knock on the door from more trick-or-treaters, and we see Krieg is in bandages and hands out some of that awesome old people candy.
Get nothing but hard candy and mints.
With Sam having helped him change his ways. We then see the scenes from the start of the movie and notice that all the stories, of course, are combined and tied in together. And we see Sam staring at Mr. Krieg, and then he notices that couple from the beginning and started putting the pumpkins out, and that just grinded his fucking gears.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Heading back inside, we get one last knock, and we see that all the kids from the bus he had assisted in the murder of many years ago have finally come to take him. The end.
That's all. This movie, guys, what a fucking wild ride. But before we jump into recaps, Justin,
you
know how you like subtle hints, movies, music, stuff like that?
Yeah.
What I meant to say when we were going over your set of scenes.
Yep.
When the sister calls and we see the fat guy in the baby costume.
Yeah.
What song is playing in the background?
Oof. I don't remember.
Cry, little sister.
Oh my God, no way.
Yes.
Oh my God, I don't even know if I realized that.
Yes, dude. I caught it while I was taking notes, and I had my head down and I was writing something down trying to listen to the movie, and I heard it and I was like, no fucking way.
I was just saying,
let's
I
go.
Don't know if I know that or not.
Yes.
Wow.
No All right, shit. Justin, let us know your thoughts on this closing set of scenes and your score, your recap. I'm gonna go ahead and say you gave it a 9.3.
No, we gave it an 8.6, Sean. Honestly.
All right, so
he's been throwing us for a loop. 8.9.
All right, all right. So the rating right away.
8.1. All right.
I gave this a 9.6.
Oh,
so close.
Jesus,
so honestly, if
you on the Richter scale.
So if a non-Halloween fan came up to me, right, and they said, "Give me 2 horror movies to watch in October," and the 2 movies I would give them is Halloween 78, which is obvious, and then I would give them this movie. Those are my top 2 October movies, like, ever in the history. That's how much I love this movie. I love this movie. Every single time I see it, I find I love it even more. This time, I don't even know how many times this is that I saw this, and I loved it even more. But anyway, to go back, to calm down for a second, to go back to the last bit of scenes. Absolutely loved it, dude. The whale. You all know how I feel about werewolves. The werewolf scene, the transition to the werewolves when they're all howling.
Mwah,
Never mind, like
mwah.
So
around a
good.
campfire to Marilyn Manson. Like, oh,
That was a
so
perfect song, dude.
dude. It was
Ah,
so well done. And then where did it go from there? We had this whole last scene, like the Royal Rumble and everything with Sam and everything. Like that was good and everything. And I just loved the ending and I loved when the picture was burning in the fire. He was burning pictures, and it shows like the school bus driver, and it shows him, and you're like, oh, like it connects right
Gives you
there.
the subtle hint.
Exactly, the subtle hint, like holy shit, like wait, who is this guy? And then how you see Sam leave him, and he sees the beginning. It ties it into the beginning. I love all that. Who just did that? Waterboy, Sean. What do you think of your scenes
all right,
of
you
that
guys
last
ready
scene?
for this?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right, guys. So the creepy mask guy finally getting what he deserves is fucking priceless. Getting dropped from a tree, wrapped inside of her Red Riding
Oh
Hood
yeah,
costume,
yeah.
is mint. The
That
fucking
was
wolf
sick.
transition to Sweet Dreams
Oh,
is amazing. The fact that she straddles him while they're all ripping off their skin, and you can see her like slowly transitioning, guys. The CGI is fucking amazing.
so good.
This is probably one of the only times I'll ever compliment CGI. And then her going, my, what big eyes you have. And then
Such
sinking
a
her
good one
fucking
liner right
teeth into
there.
him. And then we get Sam in the background just chilling, hanging out, watching everything go down. Fuck, dude, I love this movie so much. And
He's
we still got
everywhere.
20 more minutes of epicness. Ah. And then these three kids who get scared and take off running after Mr. Krieg's dog comes out and scares the shit out of him. These three kids are having the worst Halloween of their entire lives. These are the same three kids who see Anna from the opening scenes come out of the gate in the sheet and then the blood squirt everywhere and they scream and run away. It's like they left all their candy behind. They've got nothing more to lose. They're scared shitless, guys. Pack it in, call it a night. You're
That's
good.
it.
Just we'll try it again next year. Dude, the house hunt scene of Mr. Krieg is also just amazing. He can't open the locks because he fell down the stairs on candy covered in glass that cut up his hands. Guys, I'm pretty sure this candy that's all covered in glass and razors and Justin being frozen and getting stuck to his hands is the candy Sam takes from Mr. Wilkins, which is directly
From
next
the
door.
beginning.
Yeah.
90% sure it's almost
Mhm.
the same. Dude, Sam Screech, scary as fuck. The reveal of Sam's
That
face,
was
absolutely horrific. Then him blowing
hideous.
his head off with the shotgun and spraying pumpkin
Pumpkin.
everywhere. Beautifully done. And before he can call 911, Sam's hand just scribbles over and gives him a stab, dude. And then when
Fuck you,
he
bitch.
like morphs himself back together, you see the pumpkin guts just grabbing on and like pulling themselves back. Oh, just
It's so good.
amazingly done. And the fact that, like you said, when he goes to stab him and hits the candy bar, dude, Sam only wants you to follow the rules of Halloween.
That's it, dude.
He left Mr.
Yeah.
Wilkins alone because he gave him candy and he had a lit jack-o'-lantern. He leaves people alone when you follow the rules of Halloween. He attacks Anna and Henry because they blow out the fucking pumpkin. He attacks Mr. Krieg because he's got no candy, he's got no pumpkins, he's got nothing. It's just the way everything ties together, guys. I know this is a lot, so bear with me. Like you said, the photo burning in the fireplace was just the start of them going, hey, this is how everything comes full circle. Because then we get the same shot from the opening set of scenes from a different point of view. The girls in the Audi were the Wolf sisters, almost hitting the kid crossing the street with the pumpkin in the like the rider or whatever.
ELP.
That's Rhonda. And then we see Sam. He's standing in Mr. Krieg's yard, and he hears Anna and Henley blow out the pumpkin, and then he makes his way to their house to go cause terror.
Goes over
Bro,
across the street.
everything comes full circle. This movie is just amazingly put together.
It's
the way the
genius.
stories intertwined, dude. I can't say enough about how beautiful and intricate this is. It's like a fucking untouched spider web with dew on it, where you can see every line, how it's perfectly symmetrical, everything ropes together. I just can't get over how this pulls you in and takes you for a ride. Does it have small faults? Yeah, dude, but just shut off your fucking brain and go for a ride. Because, I mean, it's horror, for fuck's sakes, dude. We're not watching a drama. We're not watching a documentary. Let's go. I gave this movie a 9.5 out of 10. I would have
This is
given it
probably
a
the
10, but
highest
they killed the
ranking.
fucking dog.
Yeah,
I straight up would have given this movie a 10 out of 10. I recommend this 1,000 times out of 1,000, but
they
y'all
did it in
killed the
spite.
dog. Yeah, they killed the dog and they killed Spite in spite of Mr. Krieg.
They did. It's horrible.
Oh, all right. Now I can take my breath. Waterboy, let's go.
What you rated, Waterboy?
I'm gonna give this a little bit lower than Sean, a 9.4. And I love this movie inside and out. I've
Did we
probably
just
seen
go
this.
0.456?
Yeah,
Did we? Is that I didn't even
yeah.
wow.
I did 9.6, which is
Okay.
definitely my highest ever.
Yeah.
I've watched this movie so many freaking times. I know it inside and out. If I didn't even I probably didn't even need to take notes if I didn't really want to. That's how much I've seen this movie, and
Bro,
it's so wonderfully put together. Like anybody who sees this and doesn't notice, like holy shit, this must take a genius to like to do actually do this and piece this together like that. It's awesome, and I wish Sam would be like a more of an iconic character. And I mean, he is, but
he's growing. I feel
they need
like
to make
every
more.
Halloween, his legend grows.
Yep.
I want another movie with Sam in another town, like and another and more
Yeah,
stories. Just turn this
I want
into
to
a whole.
speak. I mean, you could make this like you said, multiple stories. Where I want to see what happened with the kids on the school bus. Sam's in that timeline.
Yeah,
But hey, can I
Yeah.
give my Halloween reference?
do
Yes.
it.
All right, so this guy was a giant. I got two. He's a giant John Carpenter fan. He literally, the Brian Cox character, the old guy, was actually designed to try to look like John Carpenter. They actually wanted his face to look like John Carpenter, and they literally named Anna Paquin Laurie for Laurie Strode. So nice, easy one right there. That's the reason why she was named Laurie.
All right, Waterboy. I didn't put this in my fun facts, but I did read about it. Do you guys remember when you were saying how Mr. Krieg looks like the Scrooge of Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
There was like 30 different storylines that they were going to follow with this movie, and one of them had the same storyline as
No,
Scrooge.
no.
Yes.
Oh my
There was going to
gosh,
be an opening scene about like
a
being in
Halloween
love with
Scrooge.
Halloween. Yeah, like literally the same
The
storyline,
story.
but
Yeah,
based in Halloween with these characters.
Yeah,
How
no,
that's
he
awesome. I
said
wild
don't
would
think
that
it's
be?
been done before.
that's what I kind
No.
of thought I thought he knew that when he said that. I'm like that
Yeah.
he
I
was exactly he was the old first of like the Scrooge part of Halloween.
Because I almost
Anyone got
stopped you to
some?
say that, but I didn't write it down.
I do too. I'm like, oh shit, he knows that too.
I didn't. I
Any
didn't. Yeah.
any other fun facts any guys got?
I got a
I
bunch.
yeah. There's a bunch. I've got
Yeah.
two. I'll say.
All right,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Waterboy.
So all the kills that are done in this are done off screen. You don't see anybody die in this movie, which is insanely how it's amazing put together. If you
I
look,
just had to think
go
about that. No, you don't.
back and look through. There's nobody that's killed off screen. There's always something in the way or insane.
That's fucking wild. I didn't even know that.
Eh,
What about when
insane.
the kid chokes and dies and pukes? Doesn't he?
No,
Nope,
because you never
he
see
didn't
him
die there.
actually die. You see him pass
Oh
out.
yeah. Yeah, I have that fun fact too. I was just thinking they have obscure they have the camera cut away for every single kill. I have that.
And
But I
of
just thought
course, I'm probably gonna steal this one from Justin too.
right.
The werewolf scenes are all done practically with only
Yep.
CG enhancements, and the reason why is because Daughtry thought that CG transformations don't look good.
They don't. They're
Yep.
fucking
And
horrible.
one more thing about that. Another fun fact on that too is that scene when they were around the campfire and everything. That was an homage to The Howling. Just to figure
Yes.
throw
Saw
in
that one
there,
too.
So,
Yep.
The kid with the
Randy.
lollipop in his mouth who peeks at the girls in the changing rooms when they're trying on the Halloween costumes.
yes, I
His
got
name
that.
is Quinn Lord. He also plays Sam throughout the rest of the movie.
Sam. Got that.
Most of the jack-o'-lanterns were either made out of foam or ceramic, and an on-set joke that no pumpkins were harmed during the making of this movie.
Yep.
Characters from each story are frequently seen in the background of stories they are not involved with. This is to help piece together the chronologically, I can't say that, of the movie.
Oh my God. No, I can't say it.
I do have one example, and it's very early in the movie if you guys want to go back and look. In the opening scenes, when you see the kid with the white mask and he's having the stare down with Anna, behind him, you can see all 8 kids from the school bus massacre walking to Mr. Krieg's house.
I read that. I didn't even notice that, but I read that after.
The performers under the mask playing the kids on the school bus all have real disabilities and injuries, and they apparently had a blast making this movie. Their costumes were inspired by a mix of photos from Ralph Meatyard and Diane Arbus, capturing real mentally disabled children on Halloween in their homemade costumes. They couldn't use any recognizable candy wrappers because all of our candy in this film is either poisoned or filled with razor blades, and had to create their own instead, which led to kind of fun names they came up with, stuff like Big Fudge Log. Did you guys? I'm assuming that's what Charlie choked on, was the Big Fudge
Yeah, the
Log.
big fudge log.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look out for that.
Did you guys notice in the school bus massacre scene where they revisited, there's a 1958 Plymouth Fury,
I
and
was gonna
that's a
say that.
nod to the movie Christine.
Did see that one.
I had
Uh,
that.
this movie, like we talked about in our group chat, is based off the short film Season's Greetings in 1996, which debuted the character of Sam.
Yep.
Interesting attention to detail in the opening sequence of the film at minutes 329 to 331, which is Halloween, guys. The dead school bus kids are visibly seen in the background, like I said, making their way to Mr. Krieg's house.
Badass. Love it.
The gumball rolling down the stairs is a nod to The Changeling, another horror film shot in Vancouver. Michael Dougherty says they're still figuring out Sam's origin, and says if they can get around to making a sequel, he'd love to show him being born in a pumpkin patch. There's a great Charles Adams painting of a pumpkin patch, and you can see like hundreds of pumpkins, and that's what inspired him to make Sam. This film had many title changes before filming. Originally, Season's Greetings, also the name of the short film, it would then be changed to sound too much like Christmas. So they changed it to Halloween Terrors, Jack-O-Lantern Tales, October 31st, and Trick or Treat. The final title was kept, but they had to change it because it was already in use from the 1980s film Trick
I was
or
gonna say that
Treat.
Yep.
So they changed it to Trick or Treat.
That's
If you
sports
pause
awesome.
this movie at the exact moment of the ending title montage, you can see Sam's real face. And that's all I got, boys.
Only
Yeah.
that jeez, you had like 4 or 5 of mine. The only other ones I got is let's see here. James Marsden was the voice cameo on the TV, talking about the history of Halloween candy. He did a random voice cameo for him. And we have a movie a movie real fast. And
I was hoping you got that.
Of course I have that. And it is I can't even read it, but it's 1959's Vincent Price House on Haunted Hill.
Ooh.
And
Ooh, you know what's
go
also hilarious about that?
what?
The Marilyn Manson Sweet Dreams was also played in the movie House on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hill, 1999. So
Tying in storylines together in the subplot of a storyline. How
Right?
intricate this film is just mind blowing.
Yep,
Oh my gosh.
love it.
And guys, like I said,
we
I'm
got.
so pissed off at the not the producers, the production companies. This movie was supposed to come out into theaters in October, I think back in what, 2006?
Yeah,
But
it
they
took
pulled it because they didn't
Mhm.
want to battle with Saw in the movie theaters. And then they didn't want to release it too close to Christmas, so they stalled it for a
They
year.
just stopped for a whole year.
Yeah, and then for unknown reasons just decided to go straight to DVD.
I'm
How
almost
many
sure.
films have we found that are absolute classics or just masterpieces that wind up going straight to DVD because
Right.
production
Insane.
companies don't know what good horror is?
I would say so dumb, so dumb.
And if they would have had this in theaters, and with the money it probably would have most likely definitely made in theaters, we would probably already would have saw a sequel to this or some sort of it.
Hands down. This movie is just a whole nother level. Like you said, Justin, it's elite
atmospheric horror. Love saying
Elite.
that.
You can't. When you describe something, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, this movie's great."
Yeah.
Never once have all three of us
Mhm.
begun saying the words elite, atmospheric horror, but instead of just saying it, we go elite. We have elite.
100%.
We're like fucking Italians do. Like, go out, hey, let me get the gabagool. Let's go. Hey,
Hey, bibbida bobbida poopy.
hey, Mario. Yay. Hey, Luigi.
We're gonna have to cut that out.
Yes, we're gonna play with my spaghetti. All right. That's all this week, fellas. Let's let them know what's going on after they smash all our buttons, smack all our likes, and grab onto our subscribe and go for a ride. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck it's called, Threads, Facebook, Instagram. We're going to invent some shit that's strictly for horror nerds like me, you, and everyone else in this crew. That just straight horror pages. Like, if you don't like horror, don't post on that shit. Follow us. We love you. I'm Hacky. That's Stabby. We got a punk rocker down there named
Just Justin. Let's go.
Let's go. Next week, come hang out with us. We're following a Netflix original that takes place sometime in October. I got no fucking idea, but I felt like it was around Halloween time, and I kind of wanted to watch it. I mean, hold on, guys. I think there's someone in my house.
Oh my god!
I dropped the name. Let's go.
See you next week.
There's someone in your house. See you next week, guys.
Later.